Now, your job, now watch this is the next job. So you say, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now you come to the center and you say, now you restate the learning. Here's the key. This is the piece de resistance right here. You do this, I guarantee you not 0.1% of anybody else out there does this, okay? This is how you wrap it up. So you got what she learned, okay? Now, you restate what she learned. Say, how many of you have ever experienced whatever?
So how many of you have ever experienced learning by hearing?
No. Okay, what was it that you learned? Watch this.
Okay. I learned the importance of listening to everyone else and incorporating all 3 learning methods.
Now, all you got to do is repeat that.
How many of you have learned how to listen and incorporating?
How many people here have ever found that if you listen better, how many people here discover or have experienced that if you listen better and employ all the modalities, you might have better success on your team? Good, thank you. Stabilize. Everybody got this? This is something we used to practice again and 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 again. Go down to what did you what? Learn. I learned I need to just stay with listen. Okay? So ask her, what did you learn?
What did you learn?
The importance of listening to everyone involved.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Nah,
You're welcome.
So how many of you
find that
if you listen, it would increase your sales?
Okay, if it happens to be sales, or in this case, team.
So how many of you would?
How many of you have ever found that? I understand. That's why you practice. This is exactly what happens. You go through it, and all of a sudden your brain goes blank. Emotion goes up, intelligence goes down, your brain erases. That's why you repeat it again.
How many of you, if you listened, you would work more as a team?
How was that? Is that good? Okay, try it again. That was good. Try it again.
How many of you that if you listen
How
more?
many of you have ever experienced?
How many of you have ever experienced that if you listened, you would work as a team?
Work better as a team.
Would work better as a team.
Okay, try it again.
How many of you that if you listened, you would work better as a team?
Okay, good. How was that? Better? Try it again.
How many of you How many of you experienced that if you listened, you would work better as a team?
Okay, good. Feel the difference? Did you feel the difference? That's the point. But again, it took what? Repetition. And so what happens is the purpose of this exercise, I don't care about the VAK stuff. I mean, hopefully you learned something from that. But the point here is what I'm trying to do is get you to the point of understanding how to what? Debrief. Because the key to a debrief is you ask them, okay, what happened? Why? What did you what? Learn. And you keep drilling her. What did you learn? Okay, good. So what else did you learn? Until she restates so it gets crystal clear. You restate it. And you notice that the whole room didn't get the lesson until she asked the right question. The quality of the question determines the quality of the learning and the response. Okay? Got it? That was a great job. Give her a hand. Well done. You okay?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. You look like you're still confused. Okay? Yes?
Whatever. Okay, the K word is physical.
Or emotional.
How is it distinguished from the participation that's required for accelerated adult learning? Because that, to me, is physical.
Please stand. Ask your question again.
Uh-oh.
No, I just want to be able to understand.
Earlier you said experiential is the key to accelerated and adult learning, because that's
part of it. It's multisensorial experiential learning. Yeah.
Experiential is physical. How is that different from this distinction of physical? Because when you asked us if we were physical, I said, yeah. But I'm not one of those feely, gotta be slow people. So then I was not physical. So now I'm confused.
What is it? What's your confusion?
The confusion is I thought that experiential learning was the key to grounding it, because it's the do and the act and what we had earlier.
Okay.
Do is the best.
And
so then I said, okay, do, kinesthetic. That's doing.
Okay.
And then you said, oh, those are the people that, I'm not that. So I'm confused.
Let me ask you something. Do we all have all modalities? Yes.
Yeah.
There's a part of you that is kinesthetic. Have you ever gotten emotional watching a movie?
Sure.
Okay, good. So you got it in you.
Yeah.
It may just not be your primary mode. Everybody understand? Yes? So we all have all of them. So the reason I say it's multisensorial and experiential, people experience at different levels. People experience physically, mentally, and emotionally. People experience visually. The experience doesn't always have to be physically moving. Everybody understand? Yes?
Okay.
Being a human being breathing on Earth, you're experiencing something. Everybody understand? I hope.
Yes.
Okay, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Experience equals physical.
Okay, not necessarily. Yes.
When would you?
To answer what?
You chose to answer her question rather than going to the group.
Right.
Would you have done that?
Which one?
When she asked the question, very often you go to the group to get the answer.
Yeah, there's a real simple reason why I didn't.
Okay.
Time.
Okay. Thank you.
Time. I mean, there comes a point where I know, because the energy is beginning to drop, because what's going on in the room right now is I've gone on to a subject. How many feel the energy low right now? Okay, and the reason the energy is low is because we went into another subject. This happens every time I do this piece on debriefing, because it's another whole piece. And all I'm trying to do is to introduce it to you. And if we belabor it, the energy will go even lower if I keep going out there and soliciting it. All it suffices for right now, all I want you to do is remember the 4 questions. What are they? And you don't even need to do this. I mean, well, you could say, how can you apply it? How can you apply it? Okay? Now, I have found that when I work with CEOs of private banks, which I do a lot of work in the private banking world, is that when I show them this piece, changes the whole way they deal with their teams, how they deal with their direct reports. Make sense? Very different. Causes people to be responsible. When I say to Taylor, what did you learn? She has to pick it up for herself. Renee had to look inside. It's not me telling her what to do. Does that make sense? Answer your question, yes. I could have solicited that from the room, but I choose to move quickly to get to the next piece. Okay? Any other questions? Yes?
Claire, I just have a question on the VAK thing real quick. When we were doing it, we had one of those. I just have a question on the VAK. Our group was one of the ones that was a little muddled, and I guess we all had different learning modalities. How would you...
Hold on. How many other groups were a little muddled? They're all...
Well,
look,
there you go.
The nature of everything I do is always muddled. Look, I just give you a little insight. And by the way, some of this stuff, I'm just introducing some of it. If you really want to get into it, we'll be talking about some of this stuff tomorrow. This is the piece I was talking about. This is Lead, Teach, and Inspire, this piece. It's all in there. It's all context. This is high-impact training. This is part 2 of this one. This is the content. Everything we talk about, NLP, examples, the whole thing takes you through it from A to Z. So don't worry about it that much if you didn't get it completely just now. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask, how would you, since I think team building is really very important for what we're doing, how would you very quickly hit all 3 modalities when you were even describing or with your group when we were discussing what the exercise even was? How would you just very quickly make sure that you're hitting all 3 of those so everybody's on the same page?
How do you do it? I'll ask that one out. It's real simple. Yes?
In a classroom with students, we demonstrate.
Okay, good. So you demonstrate. Good. What else? Draw pictures. Games. Some of it is simply by the use of your language, of the words that you use. Okay, we're going to talk about teams. We've got to demonstrate teams. Let me give you my picture of what this is. Also give you my experience of what this is. When I'm on a great team, this is what it feels like for me. When I'm on a great team, this is what I was on a great cross-country team once, many years ago in high school. This is what it looked like. Let me paint you this picture. The fastest way to do all 3 is to be able to tell a good what? Story. Okay? Because you give them a physical, mental, emotional, visual, everything, all at once. Yes?
How do you deal with